Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bashem Yoshai, Bashem Rakal Kudash, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh, Shalom. Double honor to the elders, GMS, great wisdom, Shalom. Shalom to the elect of the whole tribe, for the scattered abroad. Greetings, we call ourselves the hopeful elect, because we do not know who the elect are in these times. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, and have entered into the heart of man the things which God, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, hath prepared for them that love him. So how is the kingdom of heaven going to truly be? It is going to be beyond anything we've seen, heard, or even think about. The heart of man, that's the mind. The heart is the mind. So, yeah. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 9. KJV. So we know in part and prophesy in part. NLT. Now our knowledge is partial and incomplete, and even the gift of prophecy reveals only part of the whole picture. We truly don't know how the kingdom of heaven is going to be. Meaning, it's going to be so pleasurable, it's going to be beyond mortal comprehension. Immortal, godly pleasures. Verse 10, NLT. But when the time of perfection comes, these partial things will become useless. We're going to fully know how the kingdom of heaven is going to be when the Israelites are there, beginning with the elect. King James Version. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. Psalm chapter 16, verse 11. Thou wilt shew me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Most pleasurable things, what? A human can feel. Google AI overview. Physical pleasures, sexual pleasure, comfort and sensory experiences, a warm bath, a soft blanket, gentle massage, food or drink, sensation of touch, hugs, gentle caresses, even the soft feeling of clothing against skin. Being in love, intimacy, reaching a personal goal, like mastering a new skill, joy and laughter, the beauty of nature. Engaging in art, music, writing, or other creative activities can be deeply fulfilling and pleasurable. And it goes on. Helping someone else goes on. So, different brothers and sisters, they've seen certain things of that nature. They've heard of certain things of that nature. They've even thought about certain things of that nature. It's going to be beyond all that. Beyond your mortal comprehension. It's going to be so great, it's going to be beyond all that. It's going to be so great, it's going to be beyond any human sensation. For we know in part and prophesy in part. It's going to be beyond mortal comprehension and mortal sensations of what we can think about. As you see written about in 1 Corinthians 2 verse 9, it's going to be pleasures, everlasting pleasures forevermore. Now, Isaiah chapter 66 verse 10. Rejoice ye Jerusalem, and be glad with her, all ye that love her, rejoice for joy with her, all ye that mourn for her. These other nations, they was not mourning for us. While we are still yet to stay in our captivity, pursuant to the book of Baruch. That ye may suck and be satisfied with the breast of her consolations, that ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory, the breast of her consolations. There's going to be consolations in the kingdom of heaven, starting with the elect. The elect is going to enjoy themselves, that ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory. For thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream. Then shall ye suck, and ye shall be borne upon her sides, and be dandled upon her knees. Israelites in the kingdom of heaven, they're going to enjoy themselves, beginning with the elect. That's going to be the everlasting celebration. As one whom his mother comforteth, so will I comfort you, and ye shall be comforted in Jerusalem. Let's get different translations for this. NIV, as a mother comforts her child, so will I comfort you, and you will be comforted over Jerusalem. NLT, I will comfort you there in Jerusalem as a mother comforts a child. That's self-explanatory. If you ever had a good mother. And if you didn't have a good mother, well, you see the Most High likening his comfort to that of a mother, which means a good mother will comfort you. That's deep. Verse 13. That's deep. And remember, this ain't no human earthly mother. This is the Heavenly Father here. Yehovah Shem Shai. It's going to be something else. You know, your earthly mother can only go but so far, but Yehovah Shem Shai, there is no limit to what he can do. So what kind of comforting is he going to do? That comforting is going to be some serious comforting. Isaiah 65 verse 24. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. While they are yet speaking, I will hear. Man, before they call, I will answer. The Most High know the future. Before you call, you're gonna get an answer. That is some. While they are yet speaking, I will hear. Most High, he knows the future. He already know what you're gonna say. It's gonna be something in the kingdom. Psalms chapter 37, verse 4. Delight thyself also in Yahweh. Delight thyself also in Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai. Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai B'Sham Rakal Kudash. And he shall give thee the desires of thy heart. Your heart equals the mind. So, delight thyself in Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai B'Shem Rakal Kudash. And he shall give thee the desires of thy mind. Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai is going to give the elect the desires of their heart. And the desires of the elect's heart is going to be in what? Righteousness. Now, brothers be wanting women and stuff and so on and so forth, but look at this right here. The desires of thy heart. Everybody wants to fly, right? Spiritual powers. Look at that, soaring with the clouds. It's beautiful, right? Yehovah Shem Shai is going to give his elect the desires of their heart. This is going to be beautiful. Psalm chapter 128, verse 1. A song of decrees, blessed, Barak, is every one that feareth Yahweh, Yehovah Shem Yoshai, that walketh in his ways. For thou shalt eat the labor of thine hands, happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee. Thy wife shall be as a fruitful vine by the sides of thine house. Thy sons, were there for children here his sons. Thy sons like all the plants round about thy table. And you're going to have sons and daughters in the kingdom of heaven. So if you want a lot of children, thy wife shall be as a fruitful vine by the sides of thine house. Let's use an example of a grapevine. You put a grapevine by the side of your house, and it's fruitful, you're going to have a lot of grapes. Your wife going to be bearing many children. If you want more than one wife, then yes, you may have more than one wife. Give the desires of thy heart. As part of it, you can have more than one wife. Solomon, look how many wives he had. 3, yeah, like 2 sons. Your children is going to be all what? Happy. Let's get that in Zechariah 8. Verse 5. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. Get to have many wives and many, 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 many children. They're all going to be safe and happy. It's going to be marvelous. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts. If it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, saith Yahweh of hosts? Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. And I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in righteousness. It's going to be marvelous. You're going to get to see your children's 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 children's. You're going to have everlasting life, never going to die. My son has borne many children and grandchildren and great 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 grandchildren. Isaiah chapter 60 verse 22. A little one shall become 1,000. That little one shall become 1,000. And a small one, a strong nation. Yahweh will hasten in his time. That is going to be so many children in the kingdom of heaven. All happy and glad. Let's get that prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven. Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. Right letter words of Yahushai. Start at, Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So, there's the blueprint in the heaven of heavens, which is going to come down upon earth, which is going to be the kingdom of heaven upon earth. Wow, it's not called the kingdom of heaven for naught. Kingdom of heaven. Notice how heaven is in it. You look up, you see first heaven, you see the sky. You got second heaven, which is space. Third heaven is what you may have heard called the fourth dimension, which is the spirit world. The third heaven, as Apostle Paul wrote about it. So, it's not the kingdom of the sky. It's not the kingdom of space. It's the kingdom of heaven, referring to the spirit world, the third heaven, what's called the fourth dimension, which is pure paradise. Pursuant to the book of Job, the wicked cease from troubling there. Yes, you're good, you're bad, you're ugly, you're fat, you're sad, you're evil, you're good, and wicked people, they all go to the spirit world, which is pure paradise. They don't go to hell. Now, the place of judgment, as is written in the Apocrypha, is where? Under the sun. The place of judgment is under the sun, which means that when the wicked people come back upon earth, they will be punished for their wickedness. But when they die and go to the spirit world, they're in pure bliss, pure paradise. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. That's not referring to space. Yes. The kingdom of heaven coming to earth is going to be Space thing? It's gonna all be floating around, doing nothing. No. The heaven here is referring to the third heaven, as Apostle Paul wrote about. The spirit world. And the spirit world is what? Pure paradise. Now, the third dimension and fourth dimension, you know, there will be some sort of paradise here upon earth, similar to the fourth dimension, you know, because human minds cannot comprehend the fourth dimension. Meaning, when the kingdom of heaven is established on earth, it will be still in the third dimension. It won't be fourth dimensional down here. Down here will still be three dimensional upon earth. You know, because the other nations, they're going to be humans. They're not going to be fourth dimensional creatures. They're still going to be third dimensional creatures. They're going to live here on earth. That's what I'm referring to. I'm not saying the brothers won't do some fourth dimensional stuff down here with spiritual powers. That's not what I'm saying. I'm referring to the earth will still be 3D, three-dimensional. But as you see the point, the fourth dimension has paradise. It's pure paradise in the fourth dimension. Bliss, paradise. There is rest in the fourth dimension. As is written about in the book of Job, the servant no longer has to hear the voice of his master. So it's really going to be out of this world, the kingdom of heaven which is coming to earth. So yeah, I'm not saying the brothers won't do fourth dimensional stuff and so on and so forth with that, but the earth will remain 3D. But there will be pure paradise down here. Psalm 16 and 11. So, children, they're going to be born through the act of what? Are they going to come by swans in the air? No. They're going to come by the act of sex, also known as copulation or sexual intercourse. Now, this is Matthew 22 and 30. If you're questioning, well, there will be no sex in the kingdom of heaven. No. Matthew chapter 22, verse 30, red letter words of Yahweh Shai. Verse 29, Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God, Yahweh. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God, the angels of the power, Yahweh, in heaven. So, in the spirit world, there is no marriage. Since there is no marriage in the kingdom of heaven, that means there is no sex, because sex consummates the marriage. It's not in paperwork. If it's in paperwork, somebody could write some false papers and say you're married to an alligator, and it would be legalized because it is still paperwork. Whether it's official or not, it's still paperwork. Marriage is not in papers. If it was in papers, somebody could write, I'm married to an alligator. Unofficially, and it would be, that means I would be married to an alligator. No. Marriage is, to consummate the marriage is the act of sex, so there's no marriage going on in the spirit world. Not that there will be no marriage in the kingdom of heaven, because the boys and girls ain't gonna just spread up out the ground. Or a swan carrying a baby, like the cartoons. It's not gonna come like this. You're gonna have to have sexual intercourse with the boys and the girls. And if you do it one time, your wife can get pregnant in the kingdom of heaven. But if you have many wives, that's many pregnant women, which means when they do all give birth, that's going to be a lot of children all at once. So how many children will be being born in the kingdom of heaven? It's going to be a lot of children. A lot of children at once. What's the scripture say? Sand as the sea. Now let's found this one. Genesis 22 verse 17. Sand as the sea. Let's get that. Think about it. 144,000 will be in the kingdom of heaven, plus the rest of the elect. So just imagine 144,000 having all wives, more than one wife, by the way. Yeah, that's a lot of children being born at once. Genesis chapter 22 verse 15, the angel of Yahweh called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, By myself have I sworn, saith Yahweh, but because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, who was Isaac at the time, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Yahushua, reincarnation, was Isaac. And then prove that point, you see Isaac, the sacrifice. He was a sacrifice, which Yahushua would later fulfill. And Isaac was the only begotten son of Abraham, pursuant to the scriptures, and it says, Thy son, thine only son. Like Yahushua is the only begotten son of the heavenly Father Yahweh. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. So it's the scriptures, and by ears to hear, spiritual ears, not physical ears. I'm referring to spiritual ears, spiritually. No, you can understand that through the powers of the Holy Spirit sent down from above, pursuing the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 17. Alright, back to Genesis chapter 22, verse 17. In blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. That's a lot of children. The seed, that's a lot of children. And you know the men carry the lineage. Women cannot carry lineage. If a woman gets with a Chinese man, that child is of a Chinese lineage. If a woman gets with an Israelite man, that child is of the Israelite lineage. So you know there's gonna be a lot of sons to carry on the lineage. The lineage of being an Israelite. There's going to be a lot of Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. What did Yahweh say? In my Father's house are many mansions. John chapter 14 verse 2, red letter words of Yahweh. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. What's these many mansions? That's other planets. You can have Israelites on other planets, other worlds. You think about the cosmos, the universe, and all that, all these different galaxies. The Israelites, they're going to be traveling in space. So many planets. Galaxies contain so many planets and the rest of it. You know, you look up in your night sky, you see a star, you be like, that's a nice star. When in reality, you're looking at a planet. Just, is Venus star. When they're saying star, they're referring to, you know, like the sun. let's look it up like this. Which star is Venus? The star of Venus. How to find Venus in the sky. If you're looking for Venus, the planet, to look at it, you gotta look up at the stars. And it's gonna look like a star when you look at it. And so on and so forth with how to find it in other planets. Same thing with the planet Jupiter. Same thing with the planet Mars. Mars. This is Psalm for the 147 verse 4. He tells the number of the stars, he calls them all by their names. So in the kingdom of heaven, Mars and Venus and all of them and Saturn, they're not going to be called that. They're going to be called by their proper Paleo Hebrew names, not these English names. And on that note, Shalom. So, the Song of Psalms, the 16th verse 11, Thou wilt show me the path of life, and thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Spiritual powers, rulership, your sons and your daughters will be safe. They will be safe while they're playing outside from snakes, lions, tigers, and bears, and everything else. The scriptures speak about a little one playing on the hole of, it's going to go into the type of snake it said. And the rest of it. If you don't have a woman, you get to have plenty of women. Desires of thy heart, which equals a lot of sex if you did want that. Pleasures forevermore, desires of thy heart. And don't forget the spiritual powers piece, though. Being able to fly like Superman and all that. And then the women, the sex, the children, all that. But you're going to have the rulership, spiritual powers, flight, all that. It's going to be a good time to kingdom of heaven. On that note, Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bashim Yoshai, Bashim Rakal Kodash, Rakti Yahweh, Rakti Yahushai, Shalom. The balance in LGMS greatness and Shalom. Lasting note, so if any brothers out there saying, my woman's bugging out on me, you're doing the right thing by it. We're looking for a woman that can't get none, so on and so forth with it. Or butcher Elder Apostle Tahal's quote. I'm gonna butcher it what he said, Elder Apostle Tahal's quote, but if the women was on our side, hell wouldn't be so bad. This is Sirach, also known as Ecclesiastes chapter 36 verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, and a help like unto himself in a pillar of rest. So, in a pillar of rest, we're in captivity. Captivity is supposed to be harsh. We sleep, eat, and then we go to sleep, but it's not just supposed to be all rest in this captivity. We're all supposed to suffer and go through. We're still slaves in Egypt. This is modern Egypt, which is America. Revelation 11, chapter 11, verse 8 goes into that. Spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, that great city, which is America. Sodom for the homosexuality and all that. Stuff that happened in ancient Sodom and all that. Kind of abominations. In Egypt for slavery. So we're in slavery. We're not supposed to be all at rest here. So yeah. So you get a wife, it's supposed to be like a pillar of rest. So you see the women bugging out today, that's supposed to be like that. Or else they would be helping brothers be at rest. Now, I'm not saying all women are like that. I'm not saying that at all. But the vast majority, just like the vast majority of men today are bugged out in the head. Why? Because they're not of the elect. The vast majority of men nowadays are bugged out in the head because they're not of the elect. Same goes with the women. The vast majority of women nowadays are bugged out in the head. Why? Because they're not of the elect. The 2/3 of Israel outnumbers the 1/3 of Israel. So it makes sense. If you live in America, you live in the great whore, and all nations are drunk of the wine of her wrath of fornication, which is going to have different philosophies. In feminism, that's going into American Babylonian philosophies. So it makes sense for the women of the world to be jacked up in the head. The man is twisted and the woman is twisted. And if the man is twisted, expect a lot of women to be twisted as well. I'm not saying that for all women. You know, you have a sister, she could be of the elect, married to a husband that is not gun ho with this truth. He's not on fire with this truth. I'm not saying she's gonna be twisted in the head. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 14. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife. The unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. Right? Let's start that. No. Alright, feel free to read before and after verses. Very edifying indeed. If you don't already know about it, but very edifying indeed. To go over it once again. So yeah, brothers, if you're looking for a wife, can't find them, so on and so forth, don't fret. They will be in the kingdom of heaven, which is coming now. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 7. For I would that all men were even as I myself, but every man hath his proper gift of Yahweh, God, Yahweh Shem Shai, one after this manner, and another after that. So Apostle Paul, Yahweh Shem Shai, had that heavy spirit upon him. He wasn't dealing with no women, and by dealing with women, I mean having sex with them, you know. But Elba Shimoshai might not want you married at this time. Let's get it. Bring it out. Where is it? Unmarried. Care for things of God. Let's get it. 1 Corinthians 7, verse 34. There is difference also between a wife. No, is this it? Oh, yeah. There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman care for the things of the Lord, the things of Yahweh Shimoshai, and she may be holy both in body and in spirit. But she that is married care for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. Yeah, this is verse 33. But he that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. So yeah, if you're unmarried, you're not distracted by a woman, a wife. You get to care for things of Yahweh Shem Shai. Where is it? Yeah, but I would, verse 32. If I would have you without carefulness, he that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord, please Yahweh Shem Shai. But he that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. So the man's going to be thinking about how he may please his wife. And you see it saying for the married man versus the unmarried, he cares for the things of Yahweh Shem Shai. He's not caring how he may please his wife. He's caring about how he may kiss the son, lest he be angry, and he perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. He's caring for the things of Yahweh Shem Shai. Yeah, scriptures, Psalms 2, kiss the son, lest he be angry, and he perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. And how do you kiss the son? You do what the son asks of you to do. You do his commandments. If you do his commandments, you're known as what? A friend of Yahweh Shai. And friend in Latin is going to frater. I might be butchering the Latin pronunciation, but frater, friend in Latin, it means what? It's going into brother. So yeah. Yahweh Shem Shai knows what he's doing, whether he wants you to have a wife at this time or not. Don't bug out for all the truth behind it. Let Yahweh Shem Shai have his will in thine own life. Let's get that. Man's doing part of the Lord. How then can man sin? Proverbs 20 verse 24. Man's goings thereof, Yahweh Shem Shai. How can a man understand his own way? Men, women, and children. There's no such thing as free will. Even the animals, but we're talking about humans here. Every last person on earth, every human, male, female, ages don't matter. Even if the baby's still in the womb, still don't matter. All humans on earth. Even insects, but we're talking about humans here. Every little thing. Bacteria, your germs, all that. Yahweh Shemir Shai controls all that. All their goings is controlled of Yahweh Shemir Shai. Everything on earth. When you was eating and that little crumb fell off the bed. Everything. How that little piece of dust blows in the wind. Everything is controlled of Yahweh Shemir Shai. But we're talking about humans here, so you see the point. But the scripture talked about if you are married, if they be pleased to dwell with thee, and so on and so forth, what to do. And give an example, I know IOIC was talking about if they're not, if your brother and your wife ain't in the truth, to get rid of her. You know, IOIC was teaching that, but the scriptures teach otherwise. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 12. Start there. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God, Yahweh Shemir Shai, have called us to peace. Shalom. Shalom equals peace. What knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? Meaning receive salvation. The husband receiving salvation, or the wife receiving salvation. Not that the woman's getting beamed up, however it goes, and she grabs onto her husband and says, "You're coming with me," and they both get changed. No, it's not going to happen like that. In order to receive salvation, you have to receive salvation. It's not going to be the last minute you're going to grab onto one of the elect and receive salvation. That's not how it's going to work. Alright, verse 17. But as God, Yahweh Shemir Shai, hath distributed to every man as the Lord hath called everyone, so let him walk, and so ordain I in all churches. Matthew chapter 5, verse 32. Red letter words of Yahweh Shai. Man. Matthew 5:32. Blue letter Bible. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery, and whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery. So you see what Apostle Paul said. You see what Yahweh Shai is saying. You know, one thing, fornication equals what? Adultery. I know years ago I read up, defined fornication, and let me something, the itchiness, the feeling of bugs crawling around on you. I don't know what that was, but fornication. That's what it is.
Strong's G 4202. Parnaya. Parnaya.
Adultery. Adultery. See there. Which is what? No. Illicit sexual intercourse. Illicit is forbidden by law, rules, or customs, pursuant to the scriptures. I'm going to go into it. Verse 32. So you put her away. She can never get with another man as long as you are alive. But she will most likely get with another man, and then she committed adultery. So you caused that woman to commit adultery. Whoever got married to her, they committed adultery as well. Because you caused her to commit adultery. Why? Because she could not contain. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 9, but if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. So that woman couldn't contain, and then she committed adultery. She got with another man that was not you. Now you caused her to commit adultery because she could not control herself, contain. And yeah. And this is one of the commentaries, but if they cannot control themselves, this phrase addresses individuals who struggle with self-control regarding sexual desires. So that woman could not do this, self-control with sexual desires, and then slept with another man. Now you call it commit adultery. So that's what that means in the scriptures when Yahushua spoke about that. Didn't know, now you know. Shalom. This teaching lesson was edifying to the elect of Yahushua, that little flock which is the remnant pursuant to the scriptures. And the sheep got fed green pastures pursuing the Psalm 23. Remember Yahushua spoke about? Simon son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Feed my lambs, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. After asking Simon son of Jonas those questions he asked. And this was the third time he had showed himself. And this was the third time Yahushua showed himself to his disciples after that he was risen. So if you love Yahushua, you're going to feed his elect green pastures. And green pastures is 100% truth. You're going to feed the lambs, feed the sheep, and feed the sheep of the Yahushua. You're going to feed them 100% truth. And Yahushua wants you to fear him before you love him. Sirach, also known as Ecclesiastes chapter 19, verse 18, the fear of the Lord, the fear of Yahweh Shemel Shai, fear of the Father and the Son. Read John chapter 5, verse 22 and 23. For the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father which hath sent him. The word therefore honor in the Greek is temao, which means to have an honor, revere, venerate. And venerate is what? Regard with great respect, revere. So fear the Son as you fear the Father. Worship the Son as you worship the Father. The fear of the Lord, the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love. Let's get this one, fear of God and keep his commandments. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. So if you Israelites question, why do I exist in this world? What is my lot in life? What is my purpose in life? Fear God, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, fear the Father and the Son, and keep his commandments. Fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Prove all things, as is written about in Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians is written about. John chapter 5, verse 21 22. For as the Father raiseth 22, Salakia. For as the Father judgeth no man, but for the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father which hath sent him. The word therefore honor in the Greek is temao.
Strong's G 5091. Tamao. Tamao.
To honor, to have an honor, to revere, venerate. Fix the value. What is the value of gold? Let's just say the value of gold is $10. So the same way, so your same value of fear you have towards the Father is the same value of fear you have towards the Son. So, on that note, shalom.